Welcome to Land House. I'm Seth Johnson. Today I am testing out the Cyberdax LED light. This thing is pretty big. So it comes with this light here, and then it's got a solar panel. So let me bring you in a little closer here and you can check out these things and we'll go outside and give it a test. Let's take a look at the light first here. It has a glass over the top to keep it waterproof with an IP of 6.7, which is pretty good. It has 196 LEDs in there, a whole bunch. It's also an infrared sensor right here that will work with the remote control. We'll get into that later. If you flip it over here, it's got a nice metal bracket with some bolts in there. And then the last thing is it just has the cable that will go to the solar panel. So let's move over to the panel real quick. Here we go. Seems like a nice panel. Flip it over. It's got a 16-foot cord on it, so you can really extend this a long ways from where the panel is located. So to read off the specs here on the panel, it is 35 watt, 3 amp. Its open circuit voltage is 12 volts, and voltage at P max is 10 volts. And lastly, comes with the remote control, some batteries, and a bag of mounting hardware, and then some literature here. So on the remote, go ahead and get these batteries installed real quick. The remote has a few settings here. Auto. It has on, off, half mode, full mode, 3 hours, 5 hours, and 8 hours here. I'm going to use my front steps here as a prop for the time being to get this thing fully charged for our test this evening. Okay, now I'm going to get the unit attached here. Seems to have an O-ring to allow the waterproof design here. Okay, I have the panel sitting out in the sun here. Not ideally located, but should be able to charge it enough for operating test. And if you look on the light itself, maybe a little hard to see, but there is a indicator right in here that shows that the unit is charging. The sun is definitely bright. I'm gonna let this charge for the rest of the evening, and we'll come back out here later on and see how well this thing works. Okay, I've stepped outside here and I have the remote control. I'm gonna push the on button. Woo, yep, that's bright, okay. So as you can see, it is quite bright here. And that's I think the brightest setting. Let me push the second setting here. It blinks a couple times and then turns it down. Let's move this so that it shines off into the grass so we can see just how bright it is. So definitely bright here up close. Let me click it onto the higher setting again here, and we'll see what we get. Let's see here, higher setting. Okay. Yeah, definitely brighter. You can see the fence down there better. So this light is definitely meant to be up high, like a baseball field or football or something like that. And if you had a couple of them, you could really shine a lot of light there. So the settings on the remote control here, you've got your off and your on. Pretty simple. You've got your adjustment for the dim setting. And then up here is the full bright setting. And then you've got your 3 hour, 5 hour, and 8 hour buttons. And then lastly is the auto button. And that's just going to come on whenever the panel is no longer in the sun. One thing I do want to test is the distance of which the controller can affect this. So let's take a little walk over here, somewhere around, I'm going to say 40 feet or so. Well, that's about 25, but let's try the off button here. Doesn't seem to be doing very much. Let's get a little closer here. Still nothing. Wonder if it's overcome by the light there. Come over to this side. Alright, so it works here really close up, but we want to be able to get to it. Let's try it from this side so it's not crossing over the beam of the light there. Huh. So you actually have to be pretty close here for this to work. Still not. Okay. So, man, that's really close, like 7 or 8 feet. The last test that I wanted to run was a water test. The unit has been sitting outside for a couple of days in the rain, and I am seeing that the charge light is still on here. So let's take this inside and see if it still works, and we will give a conclusion. Okay, as you can see, the panel and the light have been wet out here in the rain for a couple of hours. Let's see how well this thing turns on. We'll push the on button on the remote, and there we go. Nice and bright. And turn it off. There we go. So definitely still works well, even after being in the rain for a while. One more thing I wanted to show you. I was pushing the auto button in the middle of night, and it was just turning on. Not exactly sure what was happening. So let me turn off the lights here. So for instance, I'm gonna push on, it's on, and now I push auto and it turns off. I'm gonna leave it there and then turn out the lights. There you go. See how it comes on? It's actually a sensor for brightness. So it comes on at night and will stay on. And that's when you can push your 3, 5, or 8 hour and have it be on for just a number of hours. So if I cut the lights back on, it picks up that light and turns off, which is a nice feature if you're wanting to have this on all night long for, say, parking lot or soccer field or whatever you're using it for. So my thoughts on this unit. Panel seems to work great. The light seems to be super bright and works really well. The problem that I really came up with was the distance of this remote control. I was getting somewhere around 15 to 20 feet maximum for this operation. Just turned it off. So I'm thinking if you had this on a pole that was, say, 20 feet in the air, and then you were back about 30, 40 feet, you may not get this to work the light. So, and it may just be that I was trying to hit it at a strange angle, but my thoughts are keep it kind of lower, you know, maybe 20 feet. And so when you're right under it, you can hit the button and things will work. Other than that, this light seems to work quite well, and I am pleased with its operation here. So if you're looking for a pretty massive light like this to light up a parking lot or some kind of field, do check out the link in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.